What's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of How Pros Do It. Today we are watching 9 from Tundra. We will see his farm pattern with Alchemist played at mid. Let's jump into the game, shall we?
I don't think he's got necessarily the best lane matchup, but it's not a bad one, I think. Particularly early levels of Shikuchi have that pretty long cooldown you have to play around, so it's not like, until Weaver starts getting some levels, it is a bit tricky to be too aggressive as a Weaver.
All right, everybody, 30 seconds.
So, what's going on right? Oh.
Both teams just like figuring out like, okay, which core is going to which lane?
Really? 33? No hype? Man, he's a gamer. He's no emotions, no high fives, no friendliness. What? He knows. I mean, this is a bit more of a tricky lane matchup against Elisha. He doesn't want to be friends.
Yeah, he's got to focus. You know, this is not going to be. I think this game looks a lot more even than last game after seeing the drafts. I mean, I like Tundra stuff last game. I didn't think it was going to be that one-sided, to be fair. But once the lanes went as bad as they did, it was, you know, kind of, I think, just over from there. This time around, I don't see the potential where there's like one lane where it's like, well, this lane looks good for Tundra or Shopify, and they're going to win this lane and crush the game. It does feel like we're going to have a bit more of a passive laning stage. But the one lane where maybe we see that action is going to be this Weaver versus Legion Commander lane. There is room for outplay here. Heroes like Skywrath and Disruptor have a lot of damage and nukes that can really kind of swing the tides.
Okay, so then with this bottom lane, are we looking for items or level timings in particular where we could really see those outplays from either side?
I think it's more going to come down to just getting max value out of like your regen and your nukes. Like getting 2 heroes in overwhelming odds, as we just saw from Saberlight, can be huge when it casts around him. And also just what's the timing on those early items going to be? Like, you know, if he goes for a Helm of Iron Will, or if he just gets an early Chainmail, can block a lot of damage. So level 2 Skywrath is scary, but you know, just level 1 with overwhelming odds is huge.
Okay, man. 9 was, yeah, I bet was considering about the die, but I mean, I guess that's the power of the Grievous Greed as well, built in, so he's used the concoction. I bet won't be able to continue the chase. Very close to getting the kill.
Got interested.
And the Firefly is such more of a value point level 1 now with all the damage buffs. So going from 20 damage per second to 30 damage per second since 2 patches ago.
I do not get it. I do not get why it was buffed. I still don't know if this hero is better now or worse now, because I look at Lasso max out and it's a 60-second cooldown. I don't know. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time for all these Batrider specialists to work it out, but I don't know, like, do we really want to get another meta where Bat's broken?
I mean, you know, there's some Batrider players out there who are more than happy with that. But it's at least a pretty fun hero to watch in general. Wow, this Chen is just going to right-click down Saksa. Okay.
All right.
Easy kill with the Satyr. The Purge. The Purge creep gets him.
This is what we would expect out of the Shopify lanes. Well, at least we don't look at the last hits. You look at the kills. That's a big start, and maybe now we'll see. It's 33 actually might be in a bit of trouble here with the Firestorm expiring shortly. Arteezy's got no regen, but he's just got to... Oh no, we didn't get the kill! Oh no, Zarx is back, Blood Grenade, and 33's gonna live, and now Arteezy's got no regen as well to play this lane for a little bit.
Yeah, has this out, but his courier's just come out, so he's gonna have to wait ages for this one. Maybe Fly comes back to lane with it for him. Yeah, he's gonna bring this out, but very tricky to stick around in this lane. Sometimes getting kills can backfire, and oh, that's a nice kill. It's one of those things where like dying in lane isn't always bad. Like if it lets you reset, come back with full health, full mana, and that's going to happen top with Saksa. We'll see if it's the same for Legion coming back bottom, but particularly for supports, it feels like dying is not the biggest deal when it comes to securing your lanes.
Already seems like Skeeters on this Weaver is going to be a very big issue for them to deal with inside the lane. They've got a sentry down at least. Saberlight, odds have already been used, and the glimpse back. Saberlight playing with some 1 charges. Is the Tango regen going to be enough? 7 health, and he'll just be able to avoid that attempt. Skeeter, whoa, okay, he's down still, so Skeeter's fine with that. He's got a TP, Saberlight doesn't, so he's going to make the walk of shame back to lane, so that's another very good trade for Tundra.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't even give anybody experience there. That's the kind of death I mentioned where it's like, you're winning your lane, you get to reset, come back full health, full mana, buy whatever items you have, your Gloves of Haste, your Band of Elven Skin, and this is looking really good for Tundra with these two side lanes going the way they are. Not to mention mid lane where Alchemist has been utterly free farming. It's one of the weaknesses of bat mid always has been, is just your ability to get these early last hits, and you're always feeding away basically full magic sticks and magic wands to your opposing mid laner, allowing them to just spam their spells and use their spells to farm.
We got to keep in mind as well, this was a 24th pick Legion. So you went for this ultra last pick for Saberlight to be able to win his lane. I have to imagine he's the one calling for this pick as well, and he is well below the net worth of the Weaver. And this is a hero that does not play well from behind at all. Like, you are going to struggle. And he's just going for the man fight again, but he's not going to come out on top. Not enough mana for the glimpse though, but you put him down in the threshold where Saberlight's going to have some difficulties, but maybe that's where Fly is able to come into play. With the Chen rotation, look at the kill onto Snaking, and now they've got a little bit of extra aura as well to be able to regen the Legion up. So I mean, that's a much needed maneuver from the Chen. Yeah,
that looked like a really bad. I'm like, why are they sticking around and fighting? And then suddenly it's like, oh wait, yeah, there's a TP across the map, the twin gate over. So Fly turns the tides a bit, but just the support kill, and Weaver had a salve, so it's not like Skitter's ability to play this lane was really affected there, even though he got a little bit low. It does still feel like, yeah, Saberlight, he got so low there, as did Crit Skywrath Mage, that even though they get a kill there, it doesn't really feel like they actually gained anything in terms of their ability to play this lane. Saberlight going to get picked off. Whew. This Disruptor's just owning.
And now we're going to see the Coddle. Oh, actually, I run straight into him as he's trying to use the Rift, but Darkseid will be okay. The big thing, though, is with Chen looking to make a lot of the rotations across the map, even if Chen was looking to play this lane, 33 is more than okay. Like, Vanguard completed. The Lifesteal is not going to shove him out. You can just Firestorm the lane, get the full wave, and look to reset afterwards. And especially with the Vanguard now, you're not going to get shoved out. So again, the supports can look to get very active across the map.
Looks like they may... We'll see how active they want to get. I think if you're Tundra, you may even consider starting to camp your Coddle mid to get some farm while 9 jungles it up. He already got forced to TP back to base there, but he's right back to the mid lane. And it does seem they're just going to keep pressuring this bottom lane, finding kill after kill.
Top lane, though. Oh, no. All right, we'll get the kill onto Crit. Should be able to get the trade as well. Saberlight. We okay, meanwhile, yeah, top lane, they used the lasso as well from Arbed, but a nice TP out kept them alive, and now back to bottom we go with Skeeter. Looking for the hunt down. Saber will be okay, though.
Just a support for support in the end, but again, it's these like trades that you can be like, oh yeah, it's kind of even, but what happens after the kills get traded is that Skitter's still free farming and Saberlight is still struggling to actually contest last hits. He's not getting last hits, he's not getting denies, and the second Disruptor shows back up, we could be in for another kill. Even if this isn't a kill, he's not getting farm. He's got 13 last hits on Legion Commander. You're more than okay with how this lane is going, even if you're not killing the Legion Commander of Saberlight.
Oh, I don't want to stress on it too much, but again, this is your last pick, and Fly's got a higher net worth, so there's going to be a lot of weight to be pulled here from the supports. Fly with all these auras. Maybe that mechanism can come at a timing where it might be able to catch them off guard with some of the early fights with that heal burst, but I mean, now they're bringing the numbers top lane. Like, Arbed might be in some trouble too. They don't have a way to kind of hold him into place at the moment, but they just want to put the pressure on. Make sure Arbed's not freely able to work towards the boot to travel.
Looks like he read the movement there. Out couldn't quite get in range for the unstable concoction, but yeah, Disruptor TPing up here as well, or teleporting using the gate. Gonna look to guarantee them this early tier 1 tower, and feeling like Skitter doesn't need the help to farm his lane. Like, he can't pressure out Saberlight by himself, but he can at least free farm, and level 6 Weaver against a level 4 Legion Commander. There is no danger to his life until Legion hits level 6.
You can tell Dire's middle tower is in trouble from the way it's being destroyed. As
a battle over the gate control. Both teams really posturing here. Trying to time the glimpse into Illuminate, and slightly off the mark there, which may mean Saxa goes down here.
Finding lights is so annoying.
He gets out of there, yeah.
Yeah, without the flame break to use as well from Arbed, so just, again, can continuing to slow down this Boots of travel
TP
time.
bottom. No, Disruptor doesn't get the glimpse. Still sticking around looking for it though.
Look at the kill nonetheless, even though Crit's nearby. Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
Time lapse.
We've got Saberlight though. Not going to be able to blow him up before the time lapse. 9's in with the combo as well. So the Alchemist once again, definitely not as active as it was we saw last game, but it's not required with how all the side lanes went in flight. When he was looking for the finishing blow, and this is a Chen. So he's not going to find it. Crit might be able to get the Disruptor, but are they just going to try and chase him down afterwards? Concoction up in a couple of seconds. You've got the shield burn as well. So you are ever so tanky to be able to enable the dive. Respawns are coming up. Let's see what Saberlight's able to do to protect Crit. First attack's going to be able to perch up the sun. Skeeter's going to be cautious, but they needed an extra member.
Yeah, it must have been. I mean, there were so many heroes bottom. I think it was probably just a solo kill because last I saw Arteezy, he was farming mid on the Lifestealer. So nice little solo kill from Abed, getting a key kill here.
No rage on Arteezy. He's committed in. I guess no Static Storm as well from Snakey. He's praying for an Infest carrier. Maybe he's going to have the lane to be able to look to use it. Okay.
The funny thing is, they just assume he has rage there, but yeah, Disruptor, once you glimpse him back, it's like, oh wait, he actually...
Just space, because Abed gets another kill. So, I mean, Abed just doing classic Batrider things, it looks like. What a beautiful item. We got the Fader Brooch as well. So, even though the mana was nerfed a little bit with that letter patch, really the movement speed is the big one. I mean, he's moving around at 460 now with the Boots of Travel as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty big nerf, almost half the mana what it used to be, but movement speed on Batrider is just king, and with Boots of Travel early on, Abed is so far having the best game of anyone on Shopify, and, you know, this time around he at least has some heroes that he can play with. The Chen's having a great game, has an early mech, and we're seeing obviously Skyrim's about to hit level 6, so that's a hero that can always fight, but unfortunately can't defend the Legion, who goes down again. Wherever Snake King goes with these glimpses, just seems to be finding kills.
Surely we could see those Shopify in some of these upcoming fights with the Jewel ready and the Sixes. They could potentially turn around because they've been ever so close to potentially blowing up the Weaver or blowing up the Alchemist as well when they're diving too deep. So might be a bit more difficult now with this armlet completed from 9, but Tundra, they do need to pay some respect in these next couple of fights because Shopify, they will be ready for that turnaround if it does occur in a position where they can bring multiple heroes.
Jewel, Mystic Flare should kill pretty much anybody at this stage. Nobody's really tanky enough to truly survive that one, even Underlord with a Vanguard. You know, if there's any kind of follow-up damage or a Boots of Travel in from Abed, it's just game over for anyone caught in that combo, so... See how they play around it. Definitely a time where Tundra have to be careful about not getting too aggressive on the map. But with a 2k gold lead, they're probably happy just to kind of slow things down and prioritize, you know, rotations in a safer way, as well as just maintaining like a good level of farm. Like Weaver's getting close to a Maelstrom. They're getting these farming items they can play around. You know, basically avoiding Shopify since they know that Shopify, they want to fight right now.
And unfortunately for them, the smoke's not going to pay off, and even the double damage rune on Saberlight would have loved to be able to find that target to potentially find his first jewel. And for them now, you're just looking for this roaming duo. It's going to be very difficult without the blink because he did go Blade Mail first, but for really your way back in the game for Crit and Saberlight, you just got to continue to get kills now.
Don't look now.
Yeah, they went for a smoke immediately once they hit these 6s, didn't connect, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for a few more here. Just whenever possible, you've got to try find connect on something. But now prioritizing trying to get this tier 1 bottom tower, trying to mirror the movement of Tundra, who already took that top tower, and they're controlling that top jungle. Sax is still defending this one with TPs in.
Yeah.
He may be able to kill Saberlight.
Arteezy might be caught off guard with the Static Storm, but with the daytime, they're going to be able to react. Saberlight might be in some trouble though. Looks to turn with a jewel with the Mystic Flare. Is the damage going to be enough? Infest, bonus health. Saberlight will still go down. Abed, he showed up to the party. They've got to try and turn to 33 with the Rift out. They'll just burn him to a crisp. The Shopify finally able to find a successful team fight. Now Abed, he's got to turn to 9 as well. They've still got the Lasher to work with. It just won't be fast enough to close the distance. Nonetheless, though, a great fight for Shopify. They don't get the jewel victory, but you are able to get some kills and now that tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, I like it. Playing the numbers game, like when you've got Boots of Travel on Batrider, you can kind of force these fights where it looks like maybe it's like a 3v3. Obviously, Tundra, the one you actually the ones who kind of force the fight, but knowing that you can always have Batrider show up means that Shopify have that little edge here. And heroes like Weaver on Skitter are just like, you know, he wants to just keep farming the side lanes. Like, he's not really ready to kind of force and take part in these early engagements, so good job playing around this early timing and prioritizing getting this tier 1 bottom tower, which can be so important for creating room in this Radiant jungle for Arteezy to farm on Lifestealer.
Can you remember what 9 went after Armlet last game? I already can't remember.
He went
Blink as well?
Blink, yeah. He went Armlet, Blink, AC, I believe.
So that's kind of the big thing for Tundra, is that they don't really have that way to start. You kind of, whether it's the Alchemist to wrap around or waiting for Die to run into them. So now with 9 having this Blink Dagger completed, would you like to see Tundra maybe look to be proactive and look to smoke?
Yeah, I think Alk can easily play around either of the other 2 cores who, you know, there's so much damage coming out from the Alk in terms of just blink on someone with a full duration stun, acid spray, right click away with an armlet. You know, he can almost solo kill a bunch of these heroes. So yeah, immediately smoke up with the Disruptor. Those are kind of the 2 heroes that pair well together. I think Disruptor and Alk are the 2 that, you know, they're ready to fight and take any kind of engagement. But they want to kind of go towards some of their other cores. I think they don't need to play around like the Weaver so much. Skitter just wants to kind of be farming over and playing on an island, just being careful not to get picked off.
Crit's got great positioning as well. Just see where the Sky's placed in front of the Lifestealer. Just trying to act as that. Just block for the smoke so he can tank this up and make sure he keeps his Lifestealer alive. He might slip through though. Seemed like Tundra were considering about crossing the bridge. They're maybe going to wait to see if someone shows in the lane. Looking at the static storm, potentially 9's even going to try and charge up the concoction force. Snaking, there we go. Silence is instantly out, and there's going to be no response. Beautifully done from Tundra. Just a disciplined play from them, waiting so patiently to see Arteezy show up in the lane.
That is well executed. He thinks he's safe there. He doesn't know about the Blink Dagger on the Alchemist and the insta static storm to combine with the Blink Stun and just blow up, get an easy kill on the Lifestealer. They're pinging top. Are they actually looking to like rift in or something here? What's the play? Doesn't seem to be the case, but with the, yeah, they're gonna twin gate over, so maybe a kill on Saberlight if he's not careful.
Mid lane, Sarks a nice pogo stick away. I bet should be able to easily blow him up, and they're not going to need any ultimates as well. They've got a great ward on the high ground, so they are scouting out Tundra's movements over. Even Arteezy's going to look to TP in as well, so this seems like a fight that Shopify want to take, but with the Silver and activated 9, he's pretty survivable. They're going to drop the Mystic Flare, bounce back, and that's
absolute beast at this stage of the game. Didn't even need to pop his BKB that he had for that fight. Just completely eats them up. And a fight that Tundra are going to kind of feel like they, you know, once your Alchemist dies there, you shouldn't be taking that fight. And, you know, unfortunately for Alk, he didn't have the Chemical Rage, or maybe he would have been able to tank his way through all that damage as well as getting the extra movement speed to escape.
They've got multiple heroes nearby. They found the initial stun. Saberlight's going to be able to get in range for the jewel as well. Let's see if they got the... Alright! Yeah, they got the damage with that blade mail. Saberlight. That's a big kill for them to find. His lane did not go well at all, but that's his first duel victory of the game, and a little bit of revenge onto the bug too.
Yeah, that was really well done to get that kill. I mean, obviously the Skyreth is kind of the bait there, not necessarily intentional, and they go right into the Roshan pit. This is being scanned out. Let's say this should be very obvious that it's happening. The question is, can you actually do anything about it? With the Weaver dead, it's not exactly easy to contest this one, but they're going to make a move over here. They want to fight this.
TP, he teleported mid. I bet he's going to be able to jump. Oh, and what a stun from 9. Sets up for the static storm as well. Oh, there is shambles. What a contest from Tundra. They take everything.
Yeah, doing that with 3 heroes. Like, yeah, the Batrider can kind of somewhat TP in with the Boots of Travel, but there wasn't a creep wave nearby enough, and Skyreth Mage is in there, so that was so easily won with just a perfect initiation from the Alchemist. They were just all grouped up for his initiation, and this time around he's got the Chemical Rage. He had the jump advantage, so any fight that Shopify takes that Batrider's not involved in is never going to go well for them as well. Yeah, they thought, okay, we can get this, and then Abed maybe shows up for the fight, but the Boots of Travel took some time to get him in. I think he needed to be there from the beginning, kind of thing.
Dire's top tower is really taking a beating.
A golden thread.
Oh, well, what do we... expecting out of this Aegis now for Tundra over the next 5 minutes, or 4 minutes now with the Aegis left? Is there kind of a checklist you feel like they're going to be able to accomplish across the map with this advantage they have?
Let's see. I mean, they're going to start, it looks like, get their Tormentor, but I think it is still like largely a map control, get some of these tier 2 towers. I mean, they're not looking to go high ground or anything like that, but this is ideally the Aegis where you just use 9 to kind of play super aggressive, take any fight you want on the map, and basically, you know, kind of play that starvation Dota where Shopify just have little room to kind of breathe and get heroes out. Like maybe Lifestealer can move out on the map, but you don't want to be letting Shopify, you know, play the greedy game and match your farm. So I think it's going to be all about playing on the dire side of the map. Obviously right now they're deep on their side of the map because they wanted the Tormentor, but now they've got a free Ag Shard. Goes the way of the Disruptor. So yeah, this is, it's going to be go time. Like they've got everything they kind of need in terms of playing aggressive now.
Unlucky though. Would have loved to have the recall for Saxa to be able to continue to play very active across the map. Got that and then the potential Fiendscape, but see if he's going to get it with the next Tormentor. Lanes are in a decent spot to look to make a play for Tundra.
Probably hoping to catch a glimpse of him nude.
Even Shopify, they're going to try and move back over and take their own Tormentor as well. With how low Saberlight is, he might even get it, but unfortunately it's going to be crit that finds it, which is not the worst one.
Yeah, we see Shopify just doing everything they can to play on the other side of the map from Tundra. No interest in fighting into the Aegis. Linken's here now up on the Weaver. It was almost a Dragon Lance, so he's just not a reliable target to go in with the Lasso or the Jewel. Such a great Linken's game, man. As long as you get that damage item first in the Maelstrom, that farming item, you don't want to go Linken's first, but it's still a must-buy item in this kind of a game.
Oh, they're walking up.
They force it. They know Shopify don't want to fight, and they're avoiding them, so you don't even have to get Rex here. It's very much just about like, okay, they're not defending top, they want to play bottom. We can force them back. Like they force out a Glyph, they're going to force 1 TP. That in itself has a lot of value.
Ooh. This is a cool move. They're going to show Arteezy and try and smoke behind. Or maybe just anticipating that Tundra completely leave this top side.
Yeah. Tundra's ready.
Pops on either side. 9 instant jump in. Reactions are quick for the Alchemist. He's going to try and take the Skyath Mage out of the team fight. And Arbit, he's in a lot of trouble as well. The BKB's going to be used defensively. He'll try and fly over the edge. Skinner, does he have the damage? And a God's going to be expended just to potentially keep the Batrider alive on that escape, but that was a lot forced out.
Yeah. I mean, I think they thought that Tundra were going to, like the idea behind the smoke there for Shopify is that, okay, we defended top, they TP'd back, which, you know, forces Tundra to back off, and they assume that Tundra may split up. Like, Tundra's going to be like, okay, let's just go farm now into her places, and then we can smoke and pick somebody up who's alone. But Tundra did a great job just sticking together and not creating that pickup opportunity.
This 100 team is looking incredibly clean. They started again day 1 very well and looking to continue on with a strong start here in day 2. Shopify though, they want to go again with the smoke. They've got the Infest bomb here with Saberlight. They'll run it to Saxa first. Definitely a pretty decent target to look to get out of the equation. Some free dual damage as well for the Legion. They might even be able to catch up the Snaking as well. They get a glimpse of the Disruptor. He's trying to connect to the rest of the team. In fact, he probably would just be able to TP out before the response. So, very nicely done.
It's out of there okay, but good move from Tundra not to create any additional follow-up kill opportunities. Even with an Aegis, they decide it's not time to fight right now. The Aegis is expiring, and things are going to settle down here. Just a 3k gold lead, so still very much anyone's game. Lifestealer has been getting decent enough farm that he can kind of, you know, look to at least be competitive in the late game against the Alp and Weaver carries. The problem's going to be, yeah, this matchup. How well can you deal with this Weaver? And I think they can deal okay with it. They break his Linken's. They've got plenty of control between the Lasso and the Jewel, so it's all going to come down to execution when we get to these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, Arteezy as well is doing a pretty decent job to keep up in farm. And one thing for him, he had the Deso queued up for a while, but he kind of turned into the Shard and the BKB. The Shard in particular is what we saw a lot at TI with Martu looking to go for that early on. And then, I mean, the BKB is it's pretty vital now on lifesteal. Sometimes you don't get it this early on, but very interesting read that he feels like he needs it. And meanwhile, look at another jump. More dual damage. Finally, Saberlight being able to have some resemblance of a game. He's up to 74 now, and if you continue to get some kills, we might see him be a bit more of a threat as this game goes on.
Yeah, it's significant. You know, he's going to be going for those like kind of solo kill pickoffs between the blade mail damage and the bonus dual damage. He's got an orb of corrosion as well. Like single target burst damage is there. He can kill heroes like maybe even potentially an Alchemist if you catch him outside the chemical range, maybe even inside it. So his goal is going to be to try and just isolate Weaver, Alch, in all these fights.
Force everyone of Tundra back, pretty much giving Shopify full map control now to work with. See what they want to try and do with it though. If they're going to double back, they still got a very good ward kind of towards the high ground if they want to maybe set themselves up, or maybe it's just a game of looking. You've got your entire jungle to farm and all the lane creeps as well.
Got Jewel back up too, so definitely interested in finding more pickoffs. Near constant uptime of this ultimate is definitely one of the strengths of Legion Commander, and feels like with Aegis down, all of a sudden it's Shopify who are the ones playing with momentum, playing on the other side of the map, and just constantly hunting and looking for these kills. And Tundra are the ones who have to be a little bit scared. They're close to some big items, though, with the AC coming out on the Alchemist soon, the Weaver having just finished on the Mjolnir, so they are kind of hitting a decent power spike themselves.
That's a huge ward that they have inside the river. And a lot of information of Shopify venturing over towards the triangle. Be able to reposition accordingly. They're still going to be pretty cautious though on Tundra. There's a lot of wards currently placed down from Shopify, and that's going to very much enable Saberlight to get that jump.
Radiant's top tower just got stomped to pieces.
Yeah, playing around enemy vision could be one of the quickest and easiest ways to lose a fight if you're Tundra. It's disastrous to kind of make any move towards high ground wards where Batrider can just get easy setups. Same thing, sorry for the Legion. Legion is close to his Halberd, which is his Lincoln's Breaker.
He's looking for a jump mid lane. He's going to be able to react again with all the vision that they've got from Shopify. Probably is going to reveal that there's a ward somewhere mid lane.
Hard to make these jumps though for 9. Like Legion Commander can always use that press the attack and have that kind of pseudo save.
Classic Shopify though.
Like
hold high ground.
There's going to be a smoke wraparound. They're drawing lines on the map. They want to try catch him from behind. They may run right into Abed. They can kill him, that'd be huge. He's one of the most problematic heroes in these fights.
They get baited by the illusion.
They're pinging the Wisdom Rune. They know it's spawning in in like, what, 20 seconds, so expecting maybe some action around there, but Tundra...
First point of contact, Abed, he's going to roll down to the low ground. A good reaction out of this, but the formation from Shopify is going to be broken. Arteezy looking to turn towards the 9. The Lincoln's going to be applied. They'll be able to break it in, sliver the BKB. He's going to be covered for the moment, but Abed, he survives his target, but the lasso is there, but the damage isn't enough. Tundra, they've been able to shrug off the initial attempt. A lot was expended early on from Shopify. They need an all-out retreat. Arteezy, though, doesn't want to retreat, considering about standing strong. 9, though, finds an angle, jumping towards the backline, but the concoction's out. Saberlight, though, he'll get some bonus health. Glimpse back into the middle. Is the bonus infest really going to do enough to keep him alive? And now Arteezy, with rage still on cooldown, he too will be buried 6 feet under his Tundra. Beautiful dancing in and out of that team fight, just waiting for the ultimate to be expended, the BKBs to be wasted, and there was an opportunity for them in the end to be able to capitalize.
Yeah, they're going to gate themselves down to the south, hope that Roche's respawn too here. And it is going to respawn in 10 seconds time. But they see a kill. They've actually found out where Abed is. They see the fire. They can follow him. They can just follow the fire line here, but no, yeah, they'll know exactly where it goes, but...
Whoa. Abed, don't pop up.
Wait, they have...
I checked all their inventories. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how they're predicting this.
Oh, it's the shard. It latches onto him, I think. The Thunderstrike shard. You place on the ground and it just latches onto a target. I assume that's what happened. And they latched on. They're like, oh, he's here. Let's follow the thunder. I don't know if they see the thunder or not, but either way, they come up with a new priority. It's Roshan, but everyone on Shopify has respawned, so they would make a beeline for the pin here. The problem is Roche dies very fast to the minus armor of the Tundra draft.
Way too fast. Alright, so we get the Aegis and the Cheese into the hands of Tundra. Second life's going to be given over to Skeeter's Weaver, who is starting to build up a lot of items. This is almost Skadi completed, and that's going to further enable a lot of the kite in bottom. They're still trying to turn their attention to Abed. Probably going to be forced to beacon people. Skeeter nearby, they might have to damage Abed. What?
Wow. I thought they had him there. That was so close, and that would have been a big kill to open this game up, even though he has a buyback there. Forcing out a core buyback here in the late game can just be a huge pickoff. And speaking of pickoff, Skitter, he's found Fly.
Yeah, this weave is starting to be a really big issue. Not even that, I mean, 9 scaling as well. He's still, of course, top of the net worth on the Alchemist, so, I mean, are we at the stage where we need to be speaking about like how do both teams scale into the late game? Is there one that's more favored than the other?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, like, I favor Tundra here, just the Weaver being a good matchup against, you know, both Lifestealer as well as Legion, even the Batrider. You know, they have ways to lock the Weaver down, but with an Aegis as well as a Lincoln Sphere, I feel like the 2 lives combined with having the Lincolns just make Skitter really hard to deal with. Not to mention Alchemist is approaching that 6 slotted point, so it feels like the double carry that they've got is basically the better late game here. The Legion is going to need several more dual kills and several more big items before they're even close.
I bet on Radiant's top tower coming to help out that bottom.
I'm going to steal the Tormentor in the top lane.
Man, Radiant does not like Dire's bottom tower, and it's
Pretty good one for Saberlight, honestly. Extra armor, which is going to be really nice versus the AC and versus the bugs. Another big thing is just lowers the increases duration, sorry, to 8 seconds, so more attack speed for you to be able to work with potentially inside some of the team fights as well. So see if that's going to be a pivotal factor, because he's very much struggled this game, 2, 8, and 7. But for him, if he has like, if he can pick any 5 heroes that the Legion can jump inside the fight, who is that one person that he needs to completely take out of the equation?
I think the dream target is, with Aegis, it's tricky, but like without Aegis, it's definitely the Weaver. If you can find a way to break Lincolns and kill Weaver. With Aegis, I'm not so sure. We saw last fight, like some of these heroes that you're going with Blink Jewel just may not even die. They got the lasso on 9 as well, and he just kind of tanks through it all with Armlet on. As long as he gets Chemical Rage off, he's just too damn tanky. So the Solar Crest, Crimson Guard, Pipe of Underlord also adds tons of survivability. Anyone getting jeweled or gone on is going to get the Solar Crest on themselves, so it's not like it's very tricky, because you kind of need that chaos like of Batrider going in, and you want to find a target who's by themselves. It's more, I think, about like the positioning than getting one specific hero.
Well, speaking about the Batrider, he's also, I mean, Abed is flawless this game. Has had an incredible performance so far, 3-0 and 6, and we know what this hero can do level 25 and with Refresher. I will just say, I don't know how different it is with the new patch to him. But previously, you can just solo kill people with the 25 talent and inside the lasso. So maybe that's one thing they can look to play for. He's a couple of levels away and still an item away as well. But that could be some potential late game scary stages or threats, I suppose, for Tundra inside some of the fights.
Yeah, and going this, and yeah, like this new Batrider build does just scale better. Like he's doing stuff with his right clicks now. He's got the shard, he's got a Dragon Lance and Force Staff. So, you know, there is a lot more potency with his late game. And the Force Staff also gives him a nice way to maybe break Lincoln's Sphere. So be careful with your Tundra. They'll push with the Aegis, but once Skitter's Aegis is expiring, they likely will be forced off.
And they see Arteezy farming underneath the Watcher at the Radiance Triangle, so I'm well aware that everyone's not back. I suppose they're showing the lane as well, so looks like it's going to be a full set of barracks, and probably that's all they're going to get with the Aegis out now. 40 seconds. Ooh, right, they want to get more. Let's see if it's going to cost them. They'll start TPing back.
30 seconds on the Aegis, I think that's big. Around like 15 to 20 seconds on Aegis is probably when you want to back off.
Abed. Alright, they get the drag back. Lincoln's is still going to be on cooldown off the back of the respawn. Saberlight, can he find the angle for the jewel? He's going to try and jump in there to control the damage. Is it going to be enough to bring him down? It is. Shopify, a big kill, but they committed heavily. Skeeter
Time left back in.
Back in, but he's only got half health
He's
now.
low, yeah.
He's going to be cautious. Arteezy, they're going to turn to 9. The Chemical Rage. It's still got a little bit of duration left over to work with. Arteezy's going to duck inside the creep to protect him for the moment. That's a huge odds from Sableye. And Oskita, he brought back. Arteezy knows this. They're going to hunt the Weaver down. The silence is there, and Shopify. What a high ground defense. A dieback for the Rapier.
Middle tower.
Okay.
All right, we all in. We all in.
If you've always hated Radiant's middle tower,
They go into the... I mean, I don't think they go for the throne or anything here, but this is very kind of all in, but... Definitely not unkillable.
don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower is good.
Infest cooldown is something we need to be highlighting, not just a little bit of an extra safety net for him inside the fights. Weaver's up in 10. They're going to get a jump before he's able to respawn though. Snaking, dragged outside the base. Yes, he's got a buyback. See what Shopify wanted to do if they want to force it out. They've got the creeps inside, so both Arbed and Sableye will be forced back, but... Alright, this is, we're in quite the interesting position now.
Oh yeah, this is even game in terms of gold. One full lane of Rax aside. There's a Rapier on Shopify. I think perhaps they were just feeling like this game is going south and they were in like a bit of a desperate position. But I think after the high ground hold, they weren't necessarily desperate. With that said, it's a lifesteal. He's pretty hard to bring down. He's one of the better kind of Rapier buyers, but definitely he's now presented himself as like, hey, Tundra, when you kill someone, you want to kill this lifestealer. He is such... If you kill him, you just win the game.
And you don't have that late game potential just yet with the Scepter on snaking. He's... because he went drums and the Parvis, he's still going to be a little bit away from that. He's got enough gold for at least one component, but like that is maybe the scary thing that Arteezy would have to be worried about, but at this stage it's no concern. So yeah, they're able to do off the back of the Rapier.
Yeah, for now they're going for that big smoke. They reset and then they grouped up, trying to see who they can jump or find here. They know next Roshan is so key. Both teams posturing around this top part of the map where Roshan, potentially could respawn any second now.
Yep, 9, he had to TP back, so this is going to completely give up this top side of the map. Shopify, they're going to be able to de-ward for free and probably get themselves set up now with their own vision. Be able to get the Watcher as well. But it's not going to be easy for Tundra to reclaim this area.
Tundra do get the info that they're up there though with the de-ward, and probably know it's the whole team as 5. You see Arteezy on the creeps here. Not an easy target to go on. They don't really have that jump that kills a lifestealer. Like, they don't have the lasso or the jewel, so if anything, he's maybe a target you just have to kind of ignore a little bit.
It's not going to be easy if you're able to lock on top of them. Like we've seen now, it's back-to-back fights. Arbed's been able to find a lasso, Sableye as well with his jewel, so they're actually going to be the ones on the proactive, the front foot here is Shopify. Again, 9 is not with them. Gonna take a little bit of time. Okay, Saxa, he's able to recall, so Alchemist ready for this fight.
They've wrapped around here though. If they can get some of these like supports, heroes like Coddle, that'd be huge.
Pops the smoke, 33 is gonna put himself in the front line. Rotosor's gonna make it awkward for Arbed, but they'll jump out forward. That's a lot of damage. They want to take the payload out of the team fight, and they'll do so with ease, and they'll turn towards the Weaver. Skeeter, he's gonna be able to get himself out of the jewel, but they just don't have the health to be able to stand strong against the Rapier on Arteezy. So got respect
Killed 2 though.
So with the rage, it's back up shortly. He's able to dodge the concoction and start to charge him down.
Bash? Oh no!
Oh, the bashes are there. Arteezy, no! Rapier down. Skeeter snags it instantly. And he so there's no buybacks for Shopify to work with.
Yeah, he realized, like, he popped his BKB to try and fight, and they ran away. He's like, okay, this BKB wears off, and I may die. Like, he's going to get chain stunned and die. So he's like, okay, I'll just BKB TP, but what he forgot to factor in is the Alchemist has a Bastion. If the Alchemist was maybe, I mean, he was kind of zoned away, but the second you saw TP, he's going to turn and right-click you. First hit Bash. I think he had at least enough time to get, like, 2 right-clicks in there, so it was a very ambitious TP out. And with Rapier lost, this game potentially all over now with Aegis, Cheese, Aghanim, also Refresher Shard, and a Rapier on Weaver. This game looks damn near impossible now.
Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, that's a fight where Sableye got the jewel as well into the Weaver. It looked like it was a very short duration, unless I just didn't see the start, but I mean, and that's what you said needed to be the successful formula for them, to get the duel on Skeeter, and the fact that they still lost that fight even though he found that target.
Yeah, Weaver's just kind of reaching this point where he's very tanky. So easy pick off, which he does. I think, yeah, just with the Crimson Guard and probably a Solar Crest on Weaver, Weaver just wasn't taking that much damage. Maybe there was a Rapier Weaver into the Blade Mail, so he's definitely going to be careful now.
What can Abed do? He just picked up the refresher. So we saw what happened last time with the potential drag back under the T4 tower, then the duel as well. He will do a lot of damage, of course, with the Blade Mail, but it's just an easy back off from Tundra. They're not gonna make the mistake. They'll get the full set of barracks. It's mega creeps now, and look to try and reset and get their next set of items potentially. Probably
quickly in, quickly out. They're respecting what the Batrider can do, playing around, you know, the Fountain, of course, and with Crit's buyback, it's like, you know, why risk it? Let's buy our next items. We've still got 3.5 minutes left on this Aegis. Like, they're in no rush. They've got double cheese. They're kind of still scaling here with the, you know, they've got the Rapier now, so they know RTZ is so far behind in terms of his development. The only way they lose this game is like Batrider lassos into the Fountain, or, you know, just in general, Batrider lassos that pick people off.
You have the Wisdom Runes up pretty shortly, I believe, so I think you have to give that to Abed. You need his 25. You're going to be able to get 4 heals. 42.
Yeah, 42. You're coming up in a second. Teams could take their Tormentors as well. I think everyone, for the most part, should have their shards at this point.
Wonder if Tundra just make the call to take a fight as well. I mean, you got a double damage and bottled off for Skeeter, so imagine that. He's already got a Rapier, then that as well on top of it. No, Fly took the Wisdom Rune. Oh, God.
Not a fan of the chant.
Well, no, I really think let's see, it's 5%. I think that is all on Abed getting potential 25 and double lasso, because he will kill people with this, but you're not going to have it now for this last defense. It wouldn't have been enough experience anyway.
I think the big thing Tundra were waiting for too when they stalled this game was the buyback. Weaver now has buyback again, so you've alleviated a lot of the risk. Like, you're not throwing the game here by
very far on the front line, but the instant use of the press attack here, so we're going to get a glimpse in the middle. Even a static storm, why not? Snaking has got a refresher if it's required. Abed's hunting though. Back to the trees.
Chewing through buildings. They've got to just go on this Weaver and kill him. Oh, like, no. Even with Aegis, you've got to try to kill him twice again.
It's not going to be easy, Abed. There's defensive use of the Infest to give him some bonus health. There we go. Second static storm. Saberlight stuck inside the field. It's one of the few heroes that have a buyback, but Throne's exposed and they're just obliterating the buildings. Jeez, a drop in Tundra.
Thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and hit the bell icon to be notified for the next videos. Stay safe and see you on the next one. Bye for now.